International students, how are we, my brothers and sisters? Small thing we're gonna talk about in this video, and that is a lot of you want to pursue business or side hustles and you don't want to stick to your jobs permanently, or let's say in long run. But how can we do that? A lot of people want to have that time freedom, they want to have this ability to actually do things for themselves, right? But how we can actually achieve it, that's the biggest challenge. And even though you would have resources, you would have skill sets of starting your business, but you would probably ended up not pursuing it or doing it as a full-time business owner, because there isn't much security, there isn't much of a reward that you were expecting, and it's not exactly fulfilling all the dreams that you were having. At the same time, it's not paying all the bills that you currently have, so you want to stick to that job also at the same time. That's why, because you start juggling between these two things, you ended up pursuing your job as a career rather than doing business full time. So how can we actually achieve it? Because look, think about it. When you do a business or you start a side hustle, most of you would start from different places, right? The starting point of every individual is way too different. Where I started, it was completely different, and where you might start is gonna be different as well. So I started with, like, let's just say $10 as an investment, like initial capital, my career of a side hustle or a business. You probably would already have some capital, then you can fast track that process. So we're not going to talk about that part in this video, but what exactly we're going to talk about is the blueprint that I've followed to actually put myself into position where I can say F you to my job and pursue my business as a full-time career. And the way I did, right, last year in October, and I was doing my part-time studies, my job and my studies as well, right? I was a student last year, now I'm not. And I could see that coming, that I can't see myself doing that job in the long run. But I had to stick with it because it was paying the bills and it was part of my plan. And what was the plan? This is exactly what we're gonna talk. So I put a budget in place last year, October, and I worked out how much money I exactly need to survive in Australia, which includes my house rent, my grocery bills, my fuel, like gas in a car, and some of the emergency funds, and my phone bill, like all the essentials you gotta include and calculate. Plus, you put some emergency fund aside as well, so you can have a bit of buffer in between, which can cover up sometime your expenses might go up, down, you may want to snack at outside and something like that, right? So you put a budget in place, you calculate your exact amount, how much you need to save every single month, so you can take off from your work and you still have money in the bank to pay for your bills. And that money is not the money that you're going to spend on other things. That money is already dedicated towards your expenses, living expenses, so you cannot touch it. So start a new account, which I did. Like, I opened a new bank account, like even your net banking, something you can apply it straight up. But I opened a new bank account, calculated my money, and started putting every single month. And that was my goal. So let's say every month I would need $1,800 just to survive, like to have a very free life of my expenses, and like my living expenses have been covered, my insurance, car, and whatsoever, right? It's all been covered, $1,800 per month. This is exactly what I need to save. So what I did, now my goal was that every single month I would have to save up $1,800, right? And so that I can retire myself, like, from my job. And the way I started doing, like I was still paying for my existing month. For example, in October I started it, and then we have next month, which is November and December and January, February. So it took me like 5 to 6 months to actually save up money for the coming 10 months. I saved up money for the coming 10 months, which allow me eventually to resign from my job, which I did a couple of weeks ago. And I resigned. Now I've got 10 months of time to actually go and play around with my business. Another reason why I did it, I was offered a full-time position at my job as well. Like I was offered a contract which was, let's just say, 80 to 100k package, right? I signed it, I took it. Now, I had to drink coffee. One of my clients just messaged me because I was supposed to do a photo shoot today, and we have a bad weather. It's raining outside. Anyway, we're gonna still pursue. I'm a problem solver. I'm gonna find some solution. That's what we do, right? So I did, and now I've got time to play around with my business. And another reason why, okay, coming back to the topic, I think I went off the topic, which was like I was offered a contract, a job role, like 80 to 100k package, and I took it, but it was way too demanding, and eventually my business was thriving on the side. So I was looking after 12 clients, like social media marketing, and I also have this 2 e-commerce stores on the side, which I don't really look at all the times, like every single day I go and check what's going on and stuff like that. So I check like twice a week, that's it. But these 12 clients, they require my attention, and now just to fulfill their demands in this services, like whatever I promised, I was like staying awake until 1 a.m, 2 a.m, and I would start my job at 3 a.m or 3:30. Sorry, I would wake up at 3:30 and I would start my job at 5. And that started to cause trouble with my health. Like now I wasn't efficient for my work and for my business at the same time. I just can't do it. It's just too much. I was sleeping like 3 hours, 4 hours. You can check my previous videos, I've also mentioned. And eventually I'm like, no worries, I'm gonna say no to my job and fulfill these business needs that I have, and I want to focus on my business because I build these things and I cannot sacrifice it. Job I can find probably tomorrow as well. Someone is gonna give me a job, even though I won't go for like a skill job. Doesn't really matter. I can even work in a restaurant. Like job is always gonna be there. I can still do something, pursue something, right? But this business, it's my dream, it's my life. I've built it. I cannot let it go. So I took a shot, focused on my business full time. Now I'm pursuing business full time, and it's growing. Now I'm able to take few more clients on board as well. Now finding client is definitely a struggle for all business owners, but if you do it well and you do it properly, you build connections with people. Because the lens that I have, it was an advice actually given to me from one of my mentor. He say, in a business, when you work with like another company or something, right, you offer a service, you're not actually dealing with that business, you're actually dealing with people, like who's engaging with you. So you are not in a business of whichever industry you say, you are in a business of people. If you earn people, you earn money. And now I understand why he said that. Imagine one of your client, right, message you about something, like they just want to check on something, and you are delaying to reply to them for like 3 hours, for 4 hours, or 5 hours. Bro, that is not a good customer service. So you would rather reply instantly, you would rather fulfill their needs instantly or as soon as you could, so that you can maintain that relationship and they can refer you to somewhere else, right? So more business is gonna come in. That's the like a philosophy kind of ethic that I adopted, and I'm trying to following it up. But when I was doing job, it was all disturbed. I would be at job until 1 p.m. and someone messaged me around 10 a.m. which needs to be done from 10 to 11. I couldn't fulfill because I'm focused on my job. So you cannot be standing in two boats, right? So I had to let one boat go away, and that's what I've done. So I'm telling you to do the same thing as well. Focus on your job, save up money for your living expenses so you know at least they are secure. And when you'll have time, when you've saved up enough for coming 6 months or 8 months, and side by side start building your business as well, like your side hustle, whatever you want to pursue, and see whichever is working for you. And when you find that thing, right, whatever is working, then you just want to press onto it, like accelerate it, bang, then resign from your job. Easy. It's very, very simple, but it's hardest thing to do. But anyway, if you want to be a smart international student, you may probably want to subscribe to this channel. If you are from India, you from somewhere else, and you understand Punjabi, that's a bonus for me and you, because I'm still learning English. But if you understand Punjabi, probably I can give you more tips in Punjabi. All right, you may want to stick around. And yeah, let's grow this community and help each other out. All right, bye bye. मैं बाकी जाके gym ला लूँ. I'm gonna go to gym.